Yo, what up, what's going on, everybody? This your man Lucky back with another live stream, live at 5, or more like what time is it? Live at 5:26. But y'all know how I do. I always gotta come through with some type of technical difficulty. Listen, if you've never been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I appreciate the support. Do me a favor as you come on to the live stream, hit the like button. Also, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell so that you'll get notified every time I put out some new content. Mr. Nobody, what's good? What's going on, man?
It's good, brother. Not a thing, man. Not a thing.
Man, it got to be something good, man. Listen, I was out there on a Sunday. I was out there in traffic, man. It was packed out there. I guess everybody's coming back from doing their 4th of July thing. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
We didn't do anything this year, man.
Oh,
We
you
uh
know?
no, we didn't go anywhere. We stayed home because, like I said, we getting ready to go to we got somewhere I got a reunion next week, and then
Okay.
not another week after that, we gotta go out to Texas. And so who knows?
Okay.
We got a bunch of little stuff going on. So we just like I didn't feel like even doing that, to be honest.
Nah.
I ain't feel like it, man. Like, I ain't feel like inviting nobody. I ain't feel like going nowhere. She didn't either. So it was like, fuck it, we just chill.
Oh, okay. Do y'all usually do something for like the 4th? Like, is it a big thing? Y'all go,
Yeah.
hang out
No,
with
usually we
family,
have some
friends?
here or down at my nephew house. I think my nephew still has something.
Okay.
But, nah, I didn't feel like doing that, man. I don't know, just was tired, just was tired, man. So
All
I was
right.
like, I didn't feel like doing it. So
Oh, okay.
we just
All
sat
right.
around, drank, and smoked cigars, man.
All right. Well, that's what's up.
So
That's what's up.
yeah.
Um, Let me see on my phone if it lets me. All right. I'm trying to see if somebody else is going to jump on board real quick, but if not, it is what it is. We're going to keep the show going, right? So,
Let's do it, man.
yeah, man. Let me bring this up right here. So we could talk about this. I came across a clip and it was pretty interesting, right? And just want to get your thoughts on it. I'm gonna let it rock out, and then I'm gonna come back and critique it, right? Just give my
Yeah,
thoughts and
let's
see what you think about it.
do it.
All right.
Let's go, man. Let's see some shit.
All right. Let me see. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
I can see that
This
the
right
title
here.
up there.
Yeah. This is basically the number one reason men want to date younger women. All right, I'm gonna let this thing play, and then we're gonna come back and chop it up.
A lot of older men want younger women so they can control them.
Yeah, got a little more control.
We've literally heard older men say, I want a woman that I can mold. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of older women are set in their ways, whatever the case may be, and they are a lot more difficult to deal with. If I get a younger woman, she don't know no better, so I can mold her into the woman that I want her to be. So I think that plays a real big role in it, and especially, you know, because again, I think like a woman on your level is going to be familiar with where you should be at that age, right? Compared to if I'm dating a younger woman, I could be performing below average as an older man, and that's still more money than she done probably ever seen. Right, so she's still impressed by that, you know what I'm saying? But what she's saying is that yeah, y'all want to go take the easy route. Y'all want chicks that are easily impressed, easily finessed and able to be molded, whatever the case may be, because y'all don't want the challenge of having to live up to who you actually should be. A lot of older men.
All right, so
Yeah, man.
that right there is pretty interesting, and I'm just curious to know, man. What's your thoughts on that right there?
First of all, man, like when they say you talk to one or two guys and they told you this. 'Cause I heard a couple guys say so they want the woman so they can mold her. That's not controlled her.
Right.
Mold her is where you got a woman that's willing to listen to you versus a woman who's not trying to listen to you. And when you give her some opinions on things and some instructions on things, she take it in the heart and like, okay, this is for the better of us. Yeah, I can do this. Versus a woman who I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not did that with somebody else. That's what that's all about. He messing mold with control. That's not the same thing.
Mhm.
And like most guys are with younger girls, but it depends on how young you looking at now. Now, if you're talking about you 50 and you dating a girl in her 20s, I don't even know what you're gonna do with that. You know, most
I
guys
know
even
it.
35,
I know what he want to do with that. What you mean you don't know
I know.
them?
No, I'm saying like you know what I'm saying. And it
I
can't
got
be but for recreational, man.
right, right,
That's
right.
it. That's all I'm saying. But you can't keep up with her and run around with her and do what she want to do. But like I said, if you go on that young, then you're gonna just, it's you just putting yourself out there. But if you got a one like 10 years, 12 years, 15 years under you, it's pretty
Mhm.
much you can, y'all on that same level stuff. But I think a lot of women has gotten to where they gotten older because when they was younger, they dated older men. So now
Mm,
they gotten older, the older men looking at the younger girls. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? So yeah, but see, when they got older, everything changed with them too. A lot of things changed. They come in the jungle.
right, right,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of things change with their bodies and everything in your mentality. And
right.
so I think a guy can date an older woman around his age as long as, you know what I'm saying, like she don't come with a lot of resentment from past relationships. 'Cause
Okay.
I've seen guys date girls, they're like 2 or 3 years from them or whatever, they get along, everything good to go. But just to assume because 'cause you're older, you want a 25 or 30-year-old girl, you 60 years old, I don't know. I mean, I guess he would take it if one want him. Who wouldn't? I mean, shit. But to say it's to control her and do all this stuff,
Right,
nah, that ain't how that works, man. That ain't how that works. I mean, you
right.
might get some guys that do it. I ain't gonna say that, but he also mentioned it in a way that he was talking about money. Did you catch that? Because he said, like, some of these guys can be making a certain amount, which would be, a lot for her.
Mhm.
And it's like, he making, some minimum stuff, but to her, it's still a lot. And see, he basing that off money. All old guys don't have money, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Right? Some older guys just getting by like everybody else, man. So
right, right,
and you can have a nice little young girl. So
right. It's I find it it's crazy that when a woman is younger, she looks, you know what I'm saying? She tends to deal with guys that are older. You
right,
know what I'm saying? And it's not a problem. It's they're looking for a guy that's a little more stable, a guy that, typically would have a little bit more money, and it's not a problem when the women are younger. But then when the women are older, then it's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
it's
It,
like,
it, it's like they don't have the attributes that they had when they were younger. And so they're saying that a man should, you know what I'm saying, adjust to who that woman is now. But, men and women are built differently. You know what I'm saying? The same reasons why a woman wants an older man when she's younger because of what it is that an older man can provide.
right.
It's okay when, he's older and he can provide that. But
A little
then when
more
she's
stable.
older,
Yeah, he's a little more stable than the guy
right,
her age. So it looks good. She can do better things. And if they get married, houses and all that, everything coming into play.
right,
So,
right.
but yeah, all this, I don't know, man. People getting a little too in front of themselves with this shit, man. Just like,
Yeah,
nah, bro, that ain't what that is. And then you got a young guy talking about what older guys do.
right, right,
That's the thing. It's like, so you talk to a couple of guys you might know in your circle that's older, like, yeah, man, I got to do this and do that. Young girls, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, maybe this guy, he's still out there. You got some older guys that still, in the streets, and they trying their best to date these young girls. So they still trying to play the game. You know what I mean? So they may go through all that, but I don't know. I guess he should have put a little more context in it.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just basically, you know what I'm saying, just rocking off of the clip or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and just seeing it's just ironic how when you know what I'm saying, when a woman is younger, having an older dude is not a problem, but then when a woman is older, it's
Right.
like you know what I'm saying, men that are looking for younger women, oh, all of a sudden it's a problem, but it wasn't a problem when you know what I'm saying
Right.
when you were younger, you
And then
know.
they trying to force you to do it.
Oh
Y'all
yeah, yeah, yeah.
y'all should be dating older women. How is it?
Yeah,
He may not be attracted to the older you. Just let's be real. He may
yeah,
not be attracted to the older you.
yeah,
There's some older women that look good now. I've seen some, but I don't know what they are mentally, you know?
right. There you go. That's what I was gonna say,
Yeah,
like the emotional and the mental side of it. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
So you gotta
Women
get past that.
who yeah, women who've been through a few things, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get just people in general, not just women, because men, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
sure women deal with men who have the same thing. They've been through something in the past,
Right.
and it's just kind of like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to overlook, you know what I'm saying? Things that have happened in the past, even though you didn't do it to me, but still, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
going to always move a certain way because, of what I've been through in the past. And so, a lot of men are really not trying to deal with that. It's like I can't remove
No.
whatever you've been through in the past. You know what I'm saying? I can't remove that. So whatever happened, happened. But now I'm not going to be the one that's going to pay and going to suffer for whatever it is that you went through in the past. Nah,
Right.
I don't want to be the one. You know what I mean? So you kind of look for somebody who hasn't been through the drama, doesn't have the trauma, and you know what I'm saying, and all of that. You want to kind of start with like as clean of a slate
Right.
as possible, and so that has a lot to do with it.
I think a lot of guys, man, they don't want to go back and deal with that again. Because most of us done dealt with an unruly person, let's just say it that way. Or a person that brings up their past and all these other things, and you try to kick it with them. You try to work with them, you try to do all this, but then you get to a certain age, it's like, I'm not doing this shit no more. I'm in this age now where I just want to relax. I want to kick back, enjoy life. I don't want no drama. So I'm gonna
Right,
try to be drama free as much. And
right,
that's just where a lot of them at now. And they meet a young lady who's not drama free and that's a little younger. And a lot of guys still active and like to get out and go. A lot of older guys in the gym, doing things. So they don't want somebody who not doing those things. You know, they want to
right.
go and do some young girls keep them young. Let's just say that.
Okay.
So young girls keep them young. And that's why they don't want to sit down and perish away. Young girl, next thing you know, the young girl got him in the gym doing Pilates. Hell, who knows, man?
Right,
He feeling good now. That's what they want. Somebody to bring that new youth to them. Not a child, but a younger woman. So like a 50-year-old man, a 35-year-old woman be young to him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So yeah, a younger woman that's bringing some new life to him. He don't
right,
want a woman that y'all both going through the same stuff. Like, nah.
right. Like how you want to help me? Like we both in the same boat.
Right. Like,
You know what I
shit.
mean?
Yeah, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Yeah, yeah.
My
And
legs hurt too.
like you said, one of the things that I notice is that it seems like the older guys, and I don't know, maybe it's just because of the circles that I'm in, but the
Right.
older guys tend to kind of work on themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like
See, I'm the
physically
same. Yeah, the few I
and
do know, yeah, they work on themselves.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so a lot of times you want to find somebody who for the most part kind of lives the type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying, that you live,
Right,
and
right.
so a lot of times that's difficult to find. You know what I'm saying, in an older woman.
Like I said, I know a lot of older guys, they don't care about the age. I mean, they'll date an older woman, be with an older woman, but they're not an active person either. So the
Mhm.
ones I think is more active and trying to be, an active person, still care about how they look and do all these things, they're gonna see it differently. And that younger girl be more appealing to him because he feel that fits more to what he's doing right now. You know,
Right,
the
right,
lifestyle and everything else.
right.
Yeah,
You
this
know,
girl fit right in there.
one of the things they say is like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's
right.
just so difficult to try to, you know what I'm
Nah,
saying? And then you hear a lot of women saying, "Oh, these guys they can't handle me," and I don't. Well, I know for me, I don't want
I don't
to
wanna
deal
handle
with somebody that I gotta
you. Yeah,
handle. You
yeah, that's
understand?
argument. That's argumentative
It's
to
a
me.
challenge. Like it's a, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just an uphill battle. Like yo, it's tiring to have to
There it is right there.
kind of go back and forth and back and forth. Like I'd rather be by myself if that's the case.
I
You know what
will.
I'm saying?
I say I will not be with anybody that feel like that. And no, I don't care if I'm young. I will not be with somebody that think they need to be handled. Cause that means you got some problems. Like you need somebody to reel you in, like an animal. Like you handle animals because they're animals, not humans. So when you say nobody can handle me, okay, then I won't be the one. I'll be the next one not handle your ass. You know, so I ain't fooling with you. You are right. Now, they say, you know what? I think you're right. I won't. I will not handle you. Nope, I sure won't. and
Yeah,
let her ass go. Yeah, I wouldn't. No. That's a dumb statement women start doing, man.
yeah,
Can't
absolutely.
handle
On, on one of the live streams that I did, one of the people that was on the panel, she said the only reason that men look for younger women is because men are looking for women to take care of them, right? You know, in a sense, like,
when that happen.
oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's what she said. Like, oh, the only
yeah,
reason, you know what I'm saying, men are looking for younger women is because the men are old and out of shape, bent out of shape, and all that, and they're looking for somebody to actually take care of them. And I'm like, I've never heard of anything like that. Like, I've never, I
the
don't know,
older
I don't know
the
where.
older man that can get a younger woman, he ain't been out of shape. Let's put it that way. That man got something going on where he can still pull younger women. So he ain't been out of shape. So he ain't laying at home and she coming up and rubbing green alcohol all on his legs and shit every night. It ain't that situation.
Or
Now, if they
or
looking at when he about to die, oh shit.
or
That's what
or
you supposed
or
to do.
or you know what? In a case like that too, right? You
Yeah,
know, let's just be honest. Sometimes you have younger women that are looking for an older guy, because he got money and he's gonna spend that money. He knows that
right,
she knows that that's the only way he has access to younger women is because he's gonna spend that money. So a lot of
right,
times, women that are in that situations, they know what it is that they're doing. They understand, yo, he got money. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And that's all he got. I need money, and so this is how we. This is going to be arranged.
They ain't
You understand what
money,
I'm
no
saying?
place. You see a lot of these women with these guys, they have kids. And the guy be old. He's like, I don't care if you got small kids. As long as you good with me,
Right.
we good. He
Yeah.
ain't trying to play daddy, but he'll help take care of her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
don't care. He ain't trying to marry her. He just want her when they want it. They'll do their things, whatever they want to do. And the girl's good with that because he's helping take care of her, you know.
Right.
And they have an arrangement. Put it that way. They have a good arrangement.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, so a lot of them do that, you know, and he might have 2 or 3 of them,
Right. Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And so it is what it is on that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the older guys, let me see, man, they probably done retired from their job. They might be
Yeah,
retired
they got
military,
money.
check coming in. They might, little social security check coming in. You know what I'm saying? The house is paid for.
Pensions coming in,
Car
no
is paid
kids to pay
for.
for.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they ain't got nothing but time and money on their
yeah,
hands. You know what I'm saying? And the young women know that, but then you got the women that'll complain about it. And it's like, yo, listen, when you were younger, you had an opportunity to get a dude you didn't want to do, right?
right.
Sometimes you gotta understand that you're not always gonna have the opportunities in the future that you have now, and sometimes you got to jump on them. But then what happens is when you don't jump on them, and then those opportunities start drying up later on, then you're gonna find fault in what it is that was okay when you were able to do it, and now that you're not able to do it, it's a problem. It's not okay.
The women, we call it the wall. When they hit the wall, that's a
Mhm.
wrap. That's a wrap. I'm just be honest. Matter of fact, man, my wife probably ain't gonna like me saying it, but we was talking about this about somebody last night, and I was trying to explain to her that the girl missed her window. She waited too late because she's in her 50s and she's alone. And when she was younger, she had a nice body and all this stuff. Up to about 35, like 35, 37, she held it really well together. But now, it's just hard to keep the weight down. Plus, she's short, and getting thick, all this stuff. And now she finding herself alone. Dudes ain't coming like that, like they used to. And I was telling her, I was like, well, the thing is, she just missed her window. I said, you're not telling me some people not didn't want to get with her.
Mhm.
And I was like, you just can't tell me that. And so I was like, so, and she was saying, well, I don't think she ever been proposed to and all this. And I said, well, you got to ask why nobody felt the need to want to propose to her. What
Mhm.
is about her that nobody wanted to propose in
Right.
50 years? You know what I'm saying? So, but she just missed her window. When she was hot, she was hot. And then now she's not, ain't nobody knocking.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you miss your window. That's all I'm saying. Like I told her, I said, I ain't gonna wait till I get all old and beat out of shape. I said, I'll find me something before that.
Right. Right. All right. Look, let me bring Tally in on this conversation. Tally, what's good? How
What's
you
up,
doing?
Sally? What's up?
Hi, how y'all doing? Good, blessed. Woke up this morning. I'm feeling good.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, have you been listening in on the conversation?
No, no, not at all. I've been trying to get
Yeah,
in here for a minute now,
I
so
see.
I listen to everything.
Okay. So, I mean, basically, the conversation is about older men. with younger women, and I have a clip. Right, I went through the clip, but now we're gonna actually break down the clip. So we're gonna you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my best to break it down.
I was like, you can show it to her again, man. They ain't got no but
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kind of do it step by step. All right, y'all gotta work with me. Y'all know. Yeah, just work with me. All right. All right,
I'm
I'm gonna break it down. I'm
yeah,
gonna break it down.
definitely.
We gonna break it down piece by piece. All right.
Want younger women so they can control them.
All right. So first of all, he's saying that men want younger women so that they can control them. Tally, what do you think about that?
I think it's, you know how I am. Um, if a female can be easily controlled, then you don't need to be looking for a relationship, period. You need to be focusing on bettering yourself. Um, me, my age, I like older men. I can't, you feel me? I can, if this is something real, it's respect both ways and I could be submissive to my man, but, you know, the control is a different thing. I don't belong to you. I belong to God ultimately. So, um,
Okay.
if men are looking for younger women to control them, then dang,
Hey, Tyler, can I ask a question real quick?
go
Actually,
ahead.
you say you're into older men. What's the age span? That
40, 45.
and where you stand right now? If you don't mind asking, mind me.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
what's the age?
I know.
What do you think is a good
Like
age
your
for
age,
a man in,
you above
in
the 45. Are you still in your 20s?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
so Tally, what would you say is like a good you know what I'm saying, like age gap, and what would be too much of an age gap if there is such a thing?
For me, I think age is a number. You feel me? Now, but there's a difference now. If you don't meet the type of person that you're trying to get with, as far as mentally, then it's not going to work. So to me, age is just a number, really. Because I don't. A lot of people that are my age, they don't relate to my thinking. They're not. They don't think like me, and I don't think like them. So, you feel me? When I did try to look for relationships and younger men, I wasn't getting that. I don't know how to say in English that rest. I don't know how to say it, but that's
Reciprocity, like you
there.
wasn't. Yeah,
Thank
yeah. Okay, I got
you get me?
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's cool though. Something
Tally.
she had said right there makes sense. She said like mentally, like some people think because there's a few years, like I said, I would say even 15 years, people think that mentally you can't connect, but it's based on the person. And like I said, some people just grow up differently. They just grow a little more mature than the people around them. I tell my nieces all the time, they have a problem finding people. I say, because you're trying to date someone close to your age, you need to date somebody older than you. You know, it'll make more sense to you, but they don't see it like that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think there's some type of something biological that you know would make it to where uh that age difference with a man, it just seems like it works a little better when the man is, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit older. Is that something, like, is it like biological
I think that's the
between
way it's
like
created,
men and
man.
women? Like,
I really do. I think it's created that way. I mean, look at it even in like just regular animals or whatever. You have that one old animal that's over the packs.
now
And
how
he
you know that's the older, how you know that animal is older?
Because
because
like
he
the
is the oldest.
It
yeah,
got
you can tell
He's
by
the
the
king. He's
behavior
the
of other
oldest.
animals.
Yeah, he's I put like this. Most of the time it is the oldest and the strongest. All right. So it would be like it has some age. The young ones never beat out the old ones. So he will have some age, but he will have all the young ones.
so
The
so so
cubs or
whoever
whatever.
survives the longest just naturally leads the pack,
Yeah.
right?
So
Something,
the oldest will lead the pack until another one come and take him down. Yeah.
okay, so
So
survival of the fittest.
some ways, yeah. But the older ones, all because they be the ones that have been through the battles, so they know how to fight. They know how to take something down. They know how to do these things. So once they, like I said, the strong is up, they take him out. Now they're the ones, but it's always these older ones. But the young, let's use like the lionesses and all that stuff. All of them be young. They still can have cubs and all that stuff, but they all would go to that one, and that's that older one. And he'll be over that pack. He'll be over a pack about 7 or 8, these lioness. And so it's like nature. And I keep telling people it's like nature. and they keep trying to go against. I said, that's why you're having problems, because y'all going against what was created. And the same thing like the alpha and all this other stuff, you're going against what's created. Alpha, you never seen that in the jungle. When they refer to animals, you never seen when they've referred to a female animal as an alpha. Never. And no books, no anything. But the human race was called themselves, they'll do it. And it doesn't work out. Because you can't have two alphas in one household. It just doesn't. You won't work. You'll bump heads all the time. You could be in there, but you will bump heads all the time.
I think that
can't be in charge. Two people can't be in charge of a household.
You're right. You feel me? And that I like, for example, me, I would consider myself a very strong woman, in every aspect, but comes down to it, yes, if I was to find a man who was able to lead me correctly, and of course, in my beliefs, put God first, him second, and then his family third, like us, yeah, I'd be submissive, you feel me? So I get it. But that doesn't mean, I think when people talk about alphas and female alphas and things like that, I think women, they get into their emotions and start thinking like, oh, well, who says we can't do this? Or nobody's saying that. You get me? It's more of where's your mind at? Because in reality, you can't. It's true, you can't control the household. But then, like me and Lucky, we're just having this conversation, which is it's crazy that we're talking about this, because it's like the person who you pick is a reflection of who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, as a woman, and you being a strong woman, especially like me, like I've done a lot of things on my own. I understand the role of a man.
See, a lot of people don't understand. We want strong women.
Correct.
Yeah, we don't want a weak woman. We want a strong woman. We want a woman got a mind on them. Like we ain't it there. They can take care of things. We want that. But then when they come back around to who's gonna handle certain things, if something was to happen or something go down, they need to look to that man to do it. To come and handle this. He don't want you to do it. Like we was talking Lucky about if I get in a fight, I don't want you to jump in the fight. I need you to leave. Because if you still there, I can't focus on fighting them because I'm too busy thinking about
you and what's going on.
So I need you to run, go get whatever you got to do. I'm gonna be all right. If I can get beat up, I get beat up. But I can't get beat up and worry about if they're gonna beat you up or do something else. You see what I'm saying? So while I got them occupied, you get up out of there, go get with my stuff, whatever you need to do, call the police. But don't stick around and try to fight, because you will see they'll knock the woman out too. But these knuckleheads, you don't know what they're gonna do to her.
Right.
But you can't do that. That's why it's like one of them gonna handle, you get up out of here.
Right.
You want to stay there and fight them? Y'all want that? Shit, go ahead. You want that boots on the ground?
Hey, yo, listen, man, to get beat up in front of your old lady, man. That has got. Listen, man. Let me tell you something, man. When I was younger and I used to go, we go to the movies or I've always been the dude that was been a loner, right? So it would just be me and her, right? But we'll go to the movies, right? And we in the hood, man. It'd be a group of dudes over here.
Yeah.
And I just be like, yo, the whole time I really couldn't even focus on her. Cause I'm like, yo, which one of these dudes is gonna be the dude to just
say something?
Yeah, he gonna say something. He gonna it's just.
Then you gotta try to ignore him. You gotta try to ignore him. They cross the street saying something.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Shorty like what she got on. Like, oh man, why did you have to wear that, man? God, you know what I'm saying? That has got
all that stuff, man. All that stuff. I spoke about that one time. It's like the stuff you have on sometimes is a target for your man to get tore down, man.
Right.
You inviting some real nonsense.
It's true.
To your couple. I mean, to your relationship. And a lot of people don't understand it. They think you trying to be controlled. It's like, no, you are inviting the knuckleheads. And then I'm the one that
also goes back to you guys. You feel me? I feel like a lot of dudes, they tend to go for what looks good. You feel me? And sometimes what looks good is what's going to get you messed up at the end, because all that fades. All of that fades. You feel me? So it really just it falls back on who you are as a person, what it is that you want out of life. Because my peace means everything. You feel me? And
Yeah,
I don't care if my man likes short skirts and all of this stuff. That's not me. You feel me? Sometimes.
yeah, yeah. I tell guys all the time, behavior over body. You know what I'm saying? Guys
Right,
get
right.
women with a bad body, but now you always stressed. You always on this, always something like. But yo, look at her body. Like yo, man, it's
But you
not.
know, Lucky, there's a
You know
lot
what
of
I'm
guys that never
saying?
been with a good looking woman, and them the ones that act like they don't have no sense. There's a lot of guys never been with a good looking woman. They don't care. Long as she fine, they'll do and let her do whatever. And then he's the one walking behind her, trying to mean mug everybody from not looking at her cheeks hanging out of pants. You know, he walking all close behind her, looking around, trying to mean mug everybody. Like, bro, relax. You let her come out the house like that now. So it's on now. Ain't nothing you can
It's
do.
on, right?
Yeah, it's on. Everybody looking at her. That's what she want. And that's
Yeah,
what got his attention. But you didn't pay attention to her character behind that outfit.
That's the key. That's what she
Yeah.
wants.
yeah,
He
yeah.
wants the attention, even though you there. Now you walking behind her. You see what I'm saying? She ain't
Right.
walking beside you. You walking behind her because now you don't want
Trying to
everybody.
cover it up.
Yeah, you standing over like you mean, but that ain't gonna stop no dudes, man. That ain't
Yeah,
gonna stop
yeah.
them. No.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. All
you
right,
looking goofy.
let me get back to the clip.
Yeah,
I'll be
got a
right
little
back.
more control.
we've literally heard older men say, I want a woman that I can mold. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of older women are set in their ways, whatever the case may be, and they are a lot more difficult to deal with. If I get a younger woman,
All right, what y'all what y'all think about that? Y'all agree with that?
That's crazy. That's crazy. I can only speak from my perspective, but I don't need nobody to mold me. God is doing that for me. You feel me? I'm doing the
You
work.
said you don't need anybody to mold you.
Not a man. You feel me? I
Oh,
think that
okay, so let me ask you this, right? He used the word mold. Is there another word that could be used better than mold, but still kind of be the same thing, right? So when two people are dealing with each other, right? They're dating or they're in a relationship, right? They do kind of have to mesh. You know,
correct.
you know what I'm saying? So maybe like not mold, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, you know the things that I like, I know the things that you like, and so now we compromise, we this, we that, or whatever, and then kind of make it work.
Correct. I think that that goes both ways. You feel me? If you're a grown man looking for a younger woman and you ain't willing to learn from them as well, and like that comes both ways. You feel me? But again, that clip is crazy because the way he's saying it is like, men are out here looking for young women so they can manipulate them into the woman that they want them to be eventually, and that's why you have to get somebody that has a strong, you got to be strong, not emotionally. You have to have, physical intelligence. I mean, you have to have, emotional intelligence. You have to, because if you don't have emotional intelligence, you lacking then, because now it's so easy to get caught up, especially when we like somebody. It's so easy to
Mhm.
get caught up. Then the next thing you know, that man leave you and you stuck and you got all these different behaviors that are really from him, not even from you. You wasn't even like this.
Right, right. Do you think it's more difficult dating? Okay, do you think it's more difficult dating someone who has been through, you know what I'm saying, like several failed relationships and things like that? Like they kind of get set in their ways, like, yo, listen, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I've been there, done that with this. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And they're just so set in their ways that there is no wiggle room,
I'll
you
tell you
know?
this, and this is something that I've seen from a lot of females. A lot of females, sometimes they go through a lot of failed relationships and they go online, oh, men are this, men are that, men are that. You're going to attract what you constantly think about. You're going to
Mm,
attract what you constantly put down. You feel me? If you're so into all the failed relationships, man, you've had so many failed relationships. Let's self reflect. Why are these relationships failing? Because it can't all be the man's fault. You also have to self reflect, 'Cause sometimes, yeah, because it be for real. Sometimes it just you have to. You get me? Now I'm not saying and vice versa, but at the end of the day, talk about what it is that you want, so you can attract that. Because if you just focusing on, oh, this, that, this happened, then the next relationship that come around, you're so stuck in your trauma, you're not even trying to work towards something better.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you focusing on that, then that's pretty much what you're
So
gonna get.
yes,
I agree.
it is difficult to be with somebody that has a lot of failed relationships and they're stuck there. If
Yeah,
you're stuck there and you're so scared because life is a risk overall. If you're
right.
stuck there, then you don't need to be dating nobody. You need to go ahead and I don't know, put on TED Talks and figure out how to fix yourself.
It's almost like what do they call it? Like self sabotage sometime, right? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Sometimes you could have a situation that's like that's your situation. You're good, but you're so scared because of things that happened in the past, and you're just like, nah, either I don't deserve this or it's just too good to be true. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like somewhere subconsciously, it's like you're almost doing things to
sabotage.
justify, right? You're doing the things and you're sabotaging it. And then when you're effective at sabotaging and destroying the thing, then you're in a situation where you're like, yeah, yeah, see, I knew that that was going to happen. You know what I mean?
It's
It's
on
like, I knew
you.
that was gonna happen, but it was on you. You did that, you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's crazy. Have you ever done that before? I think I might have done that
You
before.
asking me?
Uh-oh. What y'all do?
I
Oh,
might have, you know, I might have done that before. You know, I mean, because it's sometimes it's difficult. Like you cannot forget the things that you've been through, right? Um, and I think as humans we learn patterns. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
when you see a pattern, right? If it's like a 5-step process for something to happen, and you see that first thing happening, and you see that second thing. By the time you get to the third thing, you already like, yeah, you know what? 3 I see, 4 and 5 is right behind it. Is just going to be what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Is that a form of? Is that like a form of self sabotage, or is that you just understanding like? I see the process. I know what's getting ready to happen. I'm not a fool. I recognize the pattern, and this is what it is.
I think that that all ties down to where you stand emotionally. Do you have that emotional intelligence or are you lacking it? Because when you're hopping into things, you need to take everything with a grain of salt, but you need to be smart enough to be able to walk away when something doesn't serve you, because I'm not going to be messing with you if me and you don't have kind of like the same morals, so. And people let you know real quick. Some people you just got to ask them, they'll tell you the truth.
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of where you stand. Are you strong enough or are you just willing to
right, right. Yeah, yeah, it's just it's wild. All right, let me get back.
Why you laughing? Why you laughing over there?
Nah, let me look. Let me get back to the clip. Let me get back to the clip. Let me see where we at with it.
She don't know no better, so I can mold her into the woman that I want her to be. So I think that plays a real big role in it, and especially, you know, because again, I think like a woman on your level is going to be familiar with where you should be at that age, right? Compared to if I'm dating a younger woman, I could be performing below average as an older man, and that's still more money than she done probably ever seen.
All right. So he said he could be performing. What he said he could be performing
At
below
a low
average
level or low
on a lower
average or
level,
whatever. Yeah.
right? And that's still more money than she's ever seen. So is that like saying that a man is based on his income? Like his manhood is based on his income? Because if he's underperforming, right, for an older woman, but you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
could look like he's overperforming for a younger woman because for a younger woman that could be the most money that she's ever seen. So Tally, I'm going straight to you. Like, is a man his manhood
That's crazy.
based on you know what I'm saying? His
Yeah,
income.
that's
I couldn't really hear because it kind of has like an echo, but all I heard was she don't know no better, and that's where I got stuck. Females know better, okay? You feel me? Work on yourself. You feel me? I know men out here looking good. It ain't worth it. Work on yourself, because then we have mentalities like this where they feel, man, listen, that money ain't crap to me. I'm sorry. I know we're on life. That money ain't nothing to me because I know how to hold a job. I know how to work. You feel me? If you're coming into my life, you're adding on to what I have, and I'm adding on to you. You know, we're watering each other, but I know better. You feel me? That's crazy.
Like he made it about being older is about the money.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's like, you know, he went straight to that. And like I said, I know a lot of guys that's older, they make decent money, average money, and they have a younger woman. They have younger women. And they click. You know what I'm saying? So she has her things, he has his things, but he may have more assets than her. Like he may have a house, he may have a property or something else, but she has her own thing when she got with him. You see what I'm saying? So she has a job. Let's say, like I said earlier, like some women that have kids, they're usually a lot of them with older men because he has the house, he has the assets that she needs to raise her kids. He's willing to help raise her kids. You get along with him and it works out. Now you got the ones that's trying to get over on him and he just using the money, then that's what that'll come in what that dude was talking about. Like I got a little bit, I make $60,000, you make $30,000. But it like, my 60 look good to you, but to the other woman, your 60 is below average, But that's what he was saying about that. So I mean, you got to get a woman that's less. So saying like she's the way he kind of put the woman down when he said that, when you think about it, because he's at a low level with his money, but that's a lot more than what she's ever seen. So that you got to get a girl coming out of Section 8, basically.
Nah. I don't think you
can. Man. Yeah, you down there. I had to put it like that so y'all know how low I'm talking about. So I had to drop it in the Section 8.
He said it all when he said she don't know no better. That right there already let me know.
So he make it seem like she ain't there and she
don't know no better. So anything that he does, it's like wow to her. She's easily wowed by things.
Yeah, this little bit of money is a lot to her. She doesn't know no better because she had never had this experience and this, somebody bringing this type stuff to her. But in reality, he's just a real average dude. He just older,
Yeah, but look, man.
I just think he did a bad job explaining it. That's what I'm trying to get to, babe.
Nah, listen, man. We've all at some point in time didn't know no better. You understand what I'm saying? We can't look at it because we know better now than whoever doesn't know something's wrong with them. At some point in time, none of us knew any better, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when we did know, we were like, damn, I wish I knew it known because
Right. Hindsight, what they say, hindsight is 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I knew better, I'd have done better, right?
Right.
But I mean, come on, let's be real. To a younger woman who's looking at a man and his money, right? That typically would be appealing, right?
I mean, but like we said earlier, we was talking about the guys that's retired, got the pension, all this stuff.
Hold up. Forget about even that old, right? Let's start younger. The dude that was on the block hustling. You know what I'm saying? These dudes got cars, these dudes got bikes, whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You got the guys that are, trying to go about it the legal way. They doing fast food or they working, I don't know, retail or whatever it is that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the dudes over here that got the nice cars, got the jewelry, got the nice clothes. Those were the dudes that got the women. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You know what I mean? I mean, I think women look for security, and one of the ways of a woman feeling secure is knowing that a man financially is okay, and therefore, if she's attached to the man, then she'll be okay, right? For the most part.
Hold on, let me ask Tally something real quick. When he was saying like the guys on the block, the drug, whatever they sell them, whatever, they have that money. Do women?
Do
females, opposite sex, do they at a young age look at their money as being something as a security or just some fast money to just for the moment?
I can't speak on the type of females because I've never thought like that. But I'll say this: I've had friends that did think like that, but they weren't thinking about security. They were thinking about
for the now,
and they were thinking about what can I get out of you now. You feel me? Because if I'm giving you what I'm giving you physically, then I guess they felt entitled to whatever whether it be a bag, whether it be a car note payment, whether it be whatever. You feel me? So I don't think females like that really think about security in the future, but more about what can they get out of you right now.
For the now, okay. I was thinking that when you had said that, like, that's why it made me think about it. Like, do they look at it because them guys have that quick, fast money
Right.
as security or a bag? You know how they say like a bag, like they're gonna get
Right.
what they can get out of it for the moment.
Right.
You know, so that's different. That's nice to know.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Yeah, they looking at it like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just fast
I was
time.
wondering about that, how they look at it.
Yeah, because if you look at the outcome, let's be realistic now. You feel me? They're not with the money that they're getting from the said dude. They're not saving that. I mean, I haven't seen the
No.
savings. I mean, I maybe someone out there is, but I haven't seen it. I've seen the what they buy with the money.
Somebody
I've seen how
putting it away for something. You got that smart one putting it away, but majority they going to the club.
they living. They having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but that's crazy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Man, we need one more. We need one more lady on here, older lady.
They,
Yeah.
Lady on here.
They in it, you know what I'm saying, for the fast money, for the as
Yeah.
you say, the bling bling and the glamour, and like, yeah, I got me this type of dude. They don't look at the nerd dude, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
But then later on, as they get older,
The nerd dude is very appealing.
yeah, the
Yeah.
nerd dude, you know what I'm saying? But then now the nerd dude, well, I don't want
You
you.
don't want that.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm making all of this and blah blah blah. You didn't pay attention to me when I tried to holler at you, but you was messing with old boy over there because he was driving a I don't want to throw my age out there, but he was driving a Cutlass Supreme. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Or you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
He was driving
But did you see that chick, man, that came on the night conversation or something, and she was saying that guys, like you said before, like the
I did a
guys
show
that
on that. I did a show on that.
yeah,
She was like,
that
and then,
she
and
said
then when
that
she
the
got
guys should go
kids,
after. They should get that out their mindset that the girl that turned them down when they was in school or whatever,
I did a show on that.
because they got the guys put whoever they dated put them through all this trauma and stuff. So you shouldn't have this issue that just because we wouldn't date you back then that we, y'all can't date us when y'all get on y'all feet. Like, it was so stupid.
Yeah,
I was like, out your freaking mind. Ain't nobody gonna take you. You done told me no, and now I got all this shit. Now you come running with you and your package. Nah, that's all right.
Mm.
Yeah, I did a show on that. All right, let me finish up this clip, y'all.
Right, so she's still impressed by that, you know what I'm saying? But what she's saying is that, yeah, y'all want to go take the easy route. Y'all want chicks that are easily impressed, easily, finessed and able to be molded, whatever the case may be, because y'all don't want the challenge of having to live up to who you actually should be.
But that started echoing real bad then.
Yeah, I couldn't get the ending.
Oh, my bad. So basically, he said that the reason why the guys are dating the younger women is simply because they don't want to live up to the challenge of that comes along with dating,
Older.
dating an older woman.
And that could be true.
I don't think there's a challenge on that end. I think it's, again, it goes back to when we get a certain age, and I know just for me, I don't feel like being bothered with that stuff. All that, I'm all about peace, relaxing. You want to go have some fun, we're gonna have some fun, but I'm not with that agging and nagging and whatever you got going on. I'm not with it. You gotta let it go at a certain age. You can't still be running around with that past still in front of you. Every time we in the house, something coming up, you talking about this, you bring this reminding you of something. This trauma, like the word trauma has become a damn household name now. So everybody has this trauma, which, like I said, trauma for you is life for me, So I don't want to hear that mess all the time. And
What
so,
about?
what's that?
I get what you're saying. I absolutely
When
understand.
you get to a certain age, it's just about, do you want to just relax, have fun, enjoy life, or do you want to sit back and reminisce about all the bad times you had and let that control your life? And a lot of women are doing that.
Would you say that a lot of females? Would you say that? How do I ask this? I get it. I completely understand what you're saying, but because I get it, you feel me? There's a difference between if you're still stuck in the past and you are being toxic. But when does your mindset become more of a dismissive thing, because now if you are living with a woman, if you guys are together, you guys are doing your thing, and then she comes to you, and what you see as trauma, she's trying to, I guess, or what you sometimes guys call nagging or something. And there's a difference, because nagging is nagging. You feel me? Communication is a whole different thing. Do you think that sometimes grown men are very dismissive to that, because in a way you are sort of being dismissive with somebody else's emotions, even though they're in your space? Like, are you not willing to talk about it? Are you not willing to, you get me? Because
At a certain point, I'm gonna say we are dismissive. We get that way over the years. Now, when I was speaking on it, I'm speaking of like a new relationship, not like somebody you had been with. I'm saying like somebody because most guys, if you've been with someone for like 15 years or 10, 12 years and you break up, you're not trying to jump in nothing quick and start that again. So
right.
it would be a new person coming into this. And so I don't want to do like this last 15 or 12 years, whatever. I don't want to do all that. I want to do things a different way. We're older, and she's gonna be older. We're older, and I expect her to do the same. Now, if she do come with a lot of stuff, yeah, I can see a guy getting real dismissive, and
Because
just
dismissive is also a trauma thing.
it could, yeah. I'm saying, but it's life to me though. I don't call it trauma. It was just my life experience, and my
Right,
life experience has taught me I'm not gonna deal with that no more. You
right.
see what I'm saying? So if you want to come with that, then you're probably not going to be here long. Yeah, what I'm saying. So yeah, you're going to be dismissive, or they might just end it, real soon or whatsoever. But if
Mhm.
you keep bringing the things that he done dealt with over the years until he to this point that he didn't care for back, like you put up with stuff. A lot of men put up with a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. We just put up with it. So we
Mm.
don't want to do that no more. Not in this age. I want to just relax. I want to chill. I want that peace. And a lot of women can bring that, but some, if they can't, I mean, it is what it is. But
Yeah, and I think vice versa.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I was
that
going to say. Vice versa.
yeah,
it's vice versa too. You feel me? Because a lot of men do come with a lot of baggage as well, and then they think
right.
that, oh, no, I'm at peace, and you're really not at peace. You
No,
think you're at peace because you sit at home by yourself and you're good and you ain't got nobody. But are you at
that
peace?
could be a selfish man sitting at home with a lot of disgruntled shit going on.
You feel
And
me? So it's a lot of vice versa thing. But yeah, again, it's and that's another topic. You feel me? Like if grown men are out here looking for younger women, then that
they
there's an
look for the grown older men. We
Yeah,
accept it.
I was going to ask, like,
You think so?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Younger women, yes, 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 yes.
I'm
No,
saying I think, yeah, I think
younger
that yes,
women
women
will
do look
holler
for
at a
older men, but
younger.
I think that older men also look for younger women.
Yes, I mean they accept it definitely. They always look at younger women, but a lot of younger women holler at your older man, especially the older man got his stuff together. At least they look like they got their stuff together. They will still flirt. They'll still say little things and all this whole conversations. Yeah, they do it.
Right.
Yeah.
what do you think the reason for that is? Does it go back to a money situation? Could it just be biologically? Could it be, maybe guys their age are not as mature? You know what I'm
That right there,
saying?
I
Like,
think
what?
that's what it is. The maturity. 'Cause just like Ty was saying, you like older men, you have a maturity mindset, an older mindset. So a guy your age would not be appealing to you because they don't come with the same, especially if you already dated an older guy, one or two older guys, and you see how they move and how things are. You can't kind of go back to a real young guy about your age because they ain't gotten there yet. Because guys mature a little later than women. And so a 25 or 26-year-old guy, he hadn't gotten to his money yet. He ain't gotten to his real money. He ain't gotten to his real bag like he's supposed to. He now can get a car and he's good with that right now.
But
You
hold
know.
up, hold up, hold up, Mr. Nobody. You started with maturity and now we shift the money. Are the two related or nah?
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at the growth.
But
So
what you went from maturity, right? and then you say,
Right.
well,
Well, maturity is
not,
growing and getting to the money. That's what I'm saying. Like a 22-year-old to a 25-year-old. Most of the time, they getting out of school, they just getting that first job, and they maturing though, but they hadn't got they get
but
yeah, they getting
maturing
there.
mentally or maturing financially?
Both.
Both.
So you mean to tell me those two go together? You telling me the man with the most money is the most mature?
No. I ain't say nobody was the most. No, I didn't say
But I'm
that. No.
saying, so
I
so,
didn't
no,
say the most.
listen. So what I'm saying is they're independent of one another. So just because a man is maturing financially, it doesn't mean that he's maturing emotionally and mentally.
I didn't say that.
No,
I'm
I
saying
understand that.
if he's
I'm
trying to
not
get
saying.
to where someone like her would want that type of dude at that age.
I think that again, it really goes back to who you are as a person and where you stand in life, because um, I don't me I had both versions. You feel me? I've had a man who was grown and had his stuff, but he wasn't all the way there.
Right.
And then you feel me? And some females will stick to that. Oh, he got money. I'm gonna stick to that. That's fine. I'm gonna. You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna stick to that because you bring me in the bed. And then you got women like me who I don't care about none of that. Bye, because my piece matters too. So it really, if I was to find a man who was around my age or even just a little bit older, um, I don't know. It kind of, I'm looking at your mind first. Like, well, how do you think? You feel me? How do you move? Um, because yeah, money. I can make my money. You feel me? I have a house. I can make my own stuff. You get me? But where do you stand mentally? Like, are you mature enough? Because a lot of people look at and this is something that we talked about, Lucky. I think like people, like even marriages, when failed marriages, they usually fail over the most littlest thing. Are you, not, it's like when you comparison, when you grab a piece of paper, how we used to do in school, you write the good and the bad. A lot of people are looking at the good. I need you to look at the bad, because the bad is what's going to demonstrate how strong you are mentally. You feel me? Because I don't know. How do
Okay,
you?
I get what you're saying. I think so. Like, let's just talk about relationships, or let's just talk about marriage, right? People will glorify all of the good things, right? But they're not telling you the bad things. It's like, yo, hold up, I didn't know I was gonna have to go through A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. Nobody told me about that. Like, I'm not fully equipped
Right.
to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking for the fun and the games and all of the good times. You know what I'm saying? I'm not equipped. And you know what? That's how you learn people. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Like if you're going through, let's say you're in a relationship, right? And you have difficulties in your relationship, right? You got levels 1 through 10. Some people are good for a level 1 difficulty. Some people are good for a level 2 difficulty, 3, 4, right? Now you might be built for a level 10, but the person that you're with, they're no good after a level 5. You understand what I'm saying? And so when they get to a level 5, now your whole relationship is on the rocks simply because they're not built to go any higher than a difficulty, level of 5. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you're built for a 10. Y'all get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I have a question
In
though.
some ways, yeah, I get that.
I
Yeah,
have a
I'm
Bring
question.
frozen
you
lucky.
hear me, right? Yeah.
You're frozen, but
I
whatever.
know.
Yeah,
That's
you sitting there looking like
Yeah,
That's the
right. I thought I was checking. I'm looking at my internet like I'm here checking my Wi-Fi, making sure I'm good. But nah, but
yeah.
so let's talk about it, because when you are in a marriage and the hard times do come in and you're at a level 10 and they're at a level 5, when do you say enough is enough? Or are you willing to help your partner elevate with you? You get me? Um,
What I always tell people is exercise everything possible before you call it quits.
mm.
So
And
before you call it quits, you go through everything you need to try to go through to save the marriage. If
mm,
that doesn't work out, then you need to go ahead and depart it. But
okay.
don't just raise up out of there simply because she's not moving fast enough for you.
Mm,
Because like anybody, people be going through certain things.
mm,
So that might just be her moment for that time frame. And so you gotta hang. A lot of people don't want to hang in there and work with each other, but you have to. If you want to see this thing through, you got to get through. I say the first 5 to 7 years of a marriage is probably going to be your hardest.
Mm.
Getting to know them, y'all getting all these issues out whatsoever. And a lot of people don't want to do that. And then you got to set standards within that marriage, and people don't want to do that. You got to set some standards and some rules in this marriage, or you're going to keep doing the same things. And people don't want to do that because they're selfish and they want to do it their way. They want to keep doing it this way, but this hadn't been working. So we got to change.
Right.
One of us going to change, and one is going to try to compromise with it. All right. And see if it works. But you have to exercise every little thing you can, the counseling, the group stuff, whatever you got to do. You got to do that before you call that marriage quit. And a lot of people don't do that. They look at, well, I don't have this. And what I always say, look, they always say, I'm not happy. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm here to take care of you, provide, be with you, support you, and all this. You have to come up with your own stuff to keep you happy, because I cannot entertain you 24/7.
Yeah, that's not your job. You're right. And a lot of people do that.
Like, I wasn't happy. Like, so what was you not happy about? And they can't tell you.
You know what's crazy that you say that, because I've seen a lot of situations where people get married at a very young age and they have kids, and then the woman gives birth and then gets hit with postpartum depression, and then the man has this thing where, like, oh well, it's not my job.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
And then I think that comes like where you are, how mature are you? Where are you mentally? Because I get it, but there's some things that you're right. It's not your job to make me happy, but
you can be happy in a relationship. What I'm saying, being together will make you happy, make you feel happy. But when a lot of people, when they say, "Well, I wasn't happy in it," then when you ask them, "So why were you so unhappy?" They go to talking about, "Well, we didn't go nowhere, we didn't do nothing, we didn't this and we didn't that." It's like, okay, but you can always suggest to go somewhere. I mean, that's minor stuff.
I think you gotta watch out for people like that. You don't need to
you seeing what other people are doing, and then you want this. That's what's going on with that.
because baby comparison.
Inside that they're not taking care of house either, And some people can afford to just go, and some people don't care if their spouse go anywhere and do whatever. But if that's not in your household, then you can't do that. Like I said, you got to have these rules, you got to have these regulations. We're gonna be going to the club 5 days out the week and all this other stuff, and entertaining other people. You're not gonna do all this stuff. But I can't make you happy. I can't entertain you. You got to have some hobbies. That's why I tell people, you got to get some hobbies. And a lot of people don't have stuff that they do on their own.
So, you mentioned a quick point, and I'm going to say this before the computer died, but you mentioned something about, my bad. I usually have a notebook taking notes, but I don't have it today. But you mentioned something along the words like, Jesus, I'm trying to figure out what it is that how you said.
What I said now, damn.
Hold on. Where we at with it?
You got me distracted too.
Okay, you mentioned something about working towards, like, you got to try everything before you let that marriage go. And
right.
So something that I've noticed, and even that I read about too, is that, like, a lot of men are scared to go to therapy. A lot of men are afraid to bring their issues. And I get it, because a therapist can either make you or break you. You feel me? And I feel like separately people need to have a therapist, but then, come together, because, I have friends that are married, and I've seen how the woman can, go to the therapist when a fight happens, and they automatically give their story first to then, where the man now feels like, hold on now, because now you got a say in it. So I understand where the fear comes from, but why is it something that a lot of men are afraid to do?
It's not a thing of afraid. It's just the fact. And I'm tell you, because if it's a female, a woman, a female, whatever you want to call it, he is not going to want to sit there and talk to her. He is not. I had one from the
you're talking about a therapist or like
no, a therapist. I had one from the VA, and I just couldn't do it with her. I couldn't do it with her. She was Her mannerisms and everything, it just made me, everything she was doing, it's like, I can't talk to her about my damn problems. I just couldn't. It just something about us talking to you guys about our problems is not a natural thing for us. I don't know what it is, but we just always kind of got dismissed with our problems, so we keep our stuff to ourselves. And it's just hard for us to talk because we have known if we tell y'all something, y'all gonna take it and use it against us later on. So we don't talk about it. I mean, I'm just on. That's just how we feel about it. So we may have told somebody something back in the day, like I said, trauma, life, whatever, and they use it against us in some other way. And so you'll never do it again. You guys, any guys like, nah, man, I did that shit one time and use that shit against me. I'll never do it again. I'll never do it again.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I'm being honest.
No,
And,
that's fine. And that's why I asked, because lucky no, I come from, a knowledgeable father. I got my daddy, I got, so
yeah.
it's like, I get,
I can still hear y'all. Just go ahead. My camera's gonna be off for a minute.
you good.
Go ahead. I can hear you.
But yeah, I'm just asking to know because I get it. I feel like in a marriage, I don't know. I think that when it comes to therapists, what are you laughing, Lucky? Say what you got to
Nah,
say.
I get what both of y'all are saying, but I've been in that situation before. It just for some reason I don't know. It just doesn't feel natural. It doesn't. You understand what I'm saying?
With a woman therapist?
Yeah, I don't. It's like weird. It's weird. You know what I mean? I mean, I've given it a shot before. But then it's something about it that's just like nah. Like you, I think that men and women communicate different. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I get what he's saying. I understand what you're saying, but yeah, it's just something that's weird about it.
No,
Like
it's just
if
a
it's a
question.
dude,
Because
if
even
it's
me,
like if it's a dude, I can do better. You know what I'm saying with a man. But then I don't know, man. Some men.
I'm going to be realistic with you. I have a therapist. I've been having a therapist for the last 3 years, and all my therapists, the ones that I've switched, they always been men. I've never had a woman therapist. You get me?
Right. Okay. And so why is that though?
Because I want you to explain to me logically, not off your emotions.
See,
No.
you know what? I think you just broke it down in a way that I couldn't break it down, and maybe that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? After like 2 or 3 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever
Yeah.
it is, like when you just say something, and I'm just looking at you like you understand what I'm saying? Like not you, but the therapist, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
It, and I've had it. I tried my first time trying. I did it with, and I was, mind you, I was living in Miami, Florida at the time, and I tried it with a female, and it was like, I explained to her what was happening, and as she would go into this spree of talking, talking, talking. I called my dad after I got up out of there, and he said, "Did," and I'm like, "Yes, sir." And I understood. You get me? So it's like men have a different way of coming at things because they don't sugarcoat. They don't have to soften things for you. Tell me how it is.
right,
Tell me how it is, whether it hurts me or whatever. Tell me how it is. And I've always found it like, yeah, I do have a man as a therapist, and I choose it that way. But when I asked that question, I meant in general, not really just coming to a female therapist. I meant it as, I've seen a lot of men in relationships or even failed marriages where they're sometimes a very, very hesitant to even come to therapy and talk about, whatever issues
I think
is.
I can't hear you no more.
Uh-oh.
That's what I would have a problem with my roadcaster,
Hold on,
man.
is
That's
that
why.
on me? I can't hear nobody no more. Hold on, y'all. Hold
See,
on.
Yeah.
every time I get with Lucky, man, my stuff. I'm telling you, that joker there is equipment, bad luck.
But can you hear me? Nobody?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm on my
I thought it was me. I was checking my Wi-Fi again, making sure I'm good.
He was saying he can't hear, but I was telling him I don't know, my equipment's doing something. I think I need a new power cord or something. But Lucky got a room full of stuff he just be messing with. And it always happened. I don't know why his sound went out though. But mine was doing something. Hey, can you hear us, Lucky? he can't even hear us. Okay. You back now?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, yo, can you hear me? My
Now I
audio
can.
went out.
Yeah, I can now. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I don't know. I can't hear nothing, man. So we just gonna shut it down. And I think, let me see. I know Tally said her battery was
Yeah.
dying. So yeah, I'm gonna have to shut it down. I can't hear nothing, man. I don't know what happened, man. All I heard was a
Can't hear
click. I
nothing?
probably got to reset. You can't hear nothing, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
You can hear me. Okay, yeah. I can't hear nothing. But I don't know. I think my roadcaster went out for a second. Man, I
Yeah,
don't know what happened.
I
Hold
had a
on.
problem with
I'm
mine.
gonna reset it. Give me 1 second.
All right, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. He's gonna try. You still there? Oh shit, she's gone. Tyler, can you hear me? Yeah, he's gonna reset it. He was trying to reset his it's the roadcaster thing we use for our volume, our sound and stuff.
Oh,
His went out. So he's trying to fix the sound.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah. Now I can't hear nothing. He's saying he was gonna shut it down though, if he can't fix it. So I have to see you the next time, Tally, if he shut it down.
It was nice talking to you. Hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah, we'll be around. He always hit me up. We always do him. Well, let's see what he's gonna do first for you dip.
Yeah, I'm good.
He always have problems. I mean, always.
Mm.
He knows I'm talking about him. He
He
knows.
can't hear us. I know he can hear us.
He always, every time I say, man, usually it happened at the beginning of when we start filming. His stuff would go out or something. He got a room full of stuff, man. He just, I don't know. So I don't know what's
All
going
right,
on.
y'all can hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
I
Yeah.
was telling him, I said, he probably know I'm talking about him.
I did it. Oops, I did it again.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, y'all. I don't know. My bad. My camera went out, then the audio went out. But look, man, I was able to redeem myself, I guess. I don't know. Call it a redemption if you want. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't care what y'all call it. It is
I'm
what it
used
is.
to it, so it ain't no thing. I'm used to it.
All right, so that's what's up. So I don't know. I guess men got to stay away from the younger women or something like that. Like we getting a bad rap, like we predators or something
Don't
like
go
that.
too young. Don't go too young. That's
Go
my.
too young.
Nah,
I think it's just a natural thing, though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
it
gonna just
really is. It really is.
I'm gonna end it.
I
I'm gonna
dated
end it
all.
with that, man.
That's crazy. That's wild. Stay away from the younger. And
I
Too
mean,
young. Not too
no,
young.
age is just a number. You feel
yeah,
me?
I agree. I mean,
You know
I
that
do agree.
how look how people move. You feel me? Test
I
them.
think experience gonna come in there a little bit. So I want somebody, they can be young but have a little experience, especially a little life experience,
Yeah.
versus, I'm ex-military. So a lot of women that I would meet that's military, then I would feel a different way about them because I know they've gone through some different life experiences. Just from
Okay.
going through basic training into some other stuff. So I know they dealt with some different things
Mm.
that, just made them a different type of person. Why you smile like that? You military or something?
No, not at all.
Oh, I was gonna say, oh, but
No,
no,
but I got a lot of buddies that are in there. But you feel me? I think a lot of people. I don't know. I think it's just different. That's all.
yeah, but it's the thing is, it's a familiar thing with it that you'll have, especially if you still going places, going back and forth. They understand it. A lot of women don't. That's never been in the military, so it's hard to date civilian women at that time because they don't understand. They just look at they can get the benefits if they marry somebody in the military and that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
it's just a thing like that. So their life experience is a little different than somebody who never left their city. So it's a different thing.
I think age is just a number, like I said. But you definitely want to be smart how you move, strategic. You want to test people. Don't be afraid to test somebody. You feel me? Don't be afraid to tell them the truth, and that's just how I move. You feel me? And
How would you test somebody?
how do I test somebody?
Yeah. How would you? I'm gonna say because guys always talking about what they do. What y'all do to test somebody?
No, I'm for real because
What you do?
to see like where you stand. Well, first and foremost, let's take any financial thing off your minds right now, because that's not how I work. That's not how I work. But if I bring a situation to you, like for example, like how I speak business, how are you gonna come about this? You feel me? Are you thinking about this strategically? Are you patient? Are you willing to go through that? How are you gonna break things down to me? Because I already know the answer. You feel me? Like I said, I talk to my daddy. You feel me? I have communication, so I know how I'm gonna go about this. But some dudes out here, you
Yeah,
feel me?
they
They
don't have
trash.
any,
That's
They
what
they
this
don't
dude out here is
they don't
trash.
have no skills.
exactly. You feel me? And then you could be talking to them, and they don't know nothing about what you're talking about because they never experienced that, or they don't have that mindset, or they're not thinking that far enough on what stability looks like in their future. You feel me? So I'm gonna test you with questions about how I'm trying to move, and let's see your answer. Let's see how you thinking. Because if you're not thinking like me, baby, you gotta go.
Do y'all ever look at their assets, what they have at that time,
You be
compared to you?
to me.
If,
It's
let's
funny.
say you,
I had somebody tell me, they're like, "Oh, that's crazy how you've never asked," or "That's not my problem." Because right now it's not my problem. You feel me? Because right now what I'm trying to build is, establish, a good friendship, whatever it is, a good relationship, whatever. But if I see that we may be going far in life or whatever it is, then yeah, that's something that we do need to talk about because I'm not coming empty handed. You feel me?
right, like you say, you have a home right now and all this, you still in your 20s, and a guy comes up. Most guys around their 20s don't have a home.
You don't
Yeah,
got a house.
yeah.
Yeah.
So would that be something you would look at and counsel him out, or just look at, well, he
But
just
where is he at? Like if you're, I mean, honestly, are you living with your mama? You feel
right.
me?
I mean, he might be, but still, he has a good job. He just waiting. Like I said, maybe his plan is I'm gonna stay here until I save the money, move in a house, or until whatever. I just started this new job. I don't know.
And that's where the test comes in because I
Yeah.
need to see how your mind works. Because if I'm with you so and so, and then by 2 years pass and you still talking, but it's still the same,
Yeah, 2 years. That's yeah.
that's a problem. I need to see movement. Every year that passes by, you need to be climbing up that ladder. You feel me? If you're living with your mama, but your mindset is good, you have a plan on how you're gonna get out of there, how you're gonna do things, I can work with that.
Well, let's go back further. Not 2 years out. Let's
Like
say you met him been 2 months. Now, how would you gauge him right then?
I think that when you're with somebody that you really like and want to be with, they make you do better for yourself. They sorry, let me reword that. They make you want to do better for yourself. You feel me? So if I'm seeing progress, if I'm seeing the work is being applied, you feel me? You gotta be patient. Life is a patient game. You feel me? I'm not tripping about it. But
That's what I was
now
trying to get across. See if that's what I was trying to get to. Is that like a lot of women cancel somebody out because right now, it's within 2 or 3 months, he doesn't have what you have, but he has potential. Do you see the potential
I can see the potential.
and work with it? Because a lot of people don't, and a lot of women do, and they see that potential in that guy. And next couple of years, you'll see they've grown, they've done things. But I was like, people don't wait now and see and look for the potential in a person,
And that's a good point.
and that's why I was going with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that a lot of females in that point get scared because we've seen it happen where, you start off with a man and you hustling with him, you doing this and blase blase. And then he got this money coming in, he got the new car, he got everything, and now he acting different. And it don't matter what we went through. You feel me? Now you stepping different, and
Yeah.
now that dude that you were waiting for him to climb that ladder, now he finally did that, and now you ain't nothing. And so that's why I think that's where that comes from, and that's why I think it's very important for you to focus on yourself, focus on your own growth, focus on what it is that you can, you know, make your life before you even try to have anything with anybody else.
I totally agree.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna table that. We're gonna table that for the next you know what I'm saying, for the next live stream, man. It's when we were just talking about the age difference, you know what I'm saying, between men and women. And it just kind of seems like women are okay when they're young, and the older men, you know what I'm saying, is like trying to get at them. But then when women get older, they're looking at, you know what I'm saying, the men that are going for these younger women, and they're like, well, why are you going for, you know, younger women? Like, you know, what's really going on? But it was okay when, you know, so that's just something that I thought was interesting, you know what I'm saying, to talk about. It is what it is.
Haters.
Nah, I don't. You think it's? I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that.
You know what? But some I do think it's just straight hating, because the tide has turned and it's not in their favor. And they may have been it back in the day, and now, like I said before, you're not an it no more. But you still attractive in your own way, but now the people that you want don't want you. You see what I'm saying? You getting attention, but the attention you want is not the guys that want you. So now the average guy wants you and not the top tier guy. But you want the top tier guy, so you waiting it out.
The real question is, who are you? Who are you? Because you are what you attract.
Exactly. So now that's what I'm saying. So now you done changed, and now you're attracting what you have changed into. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And that was like kind of like the question we were having, Lucky, where some people, you know, they hit a certain age and they're going through this midlife crisis, like, oh my God. And it's so easy to get caught up in your mind. It really is.
Well, that's why you see a lot of people in these little clothes that don't fit no more. They caught up. They thinking they still young. You can't wear what they're to wear. You know, I understand your body changed. Buy the clothes that change your body. You know, like you said, we're gonna have to start putting tags on the size and age on these doggone clothing out here. You can't have a large and the damn you 55 and you wearing a damn medium, and you know what I'm saying, and you're XXX.
That's horrible, man.
Come on. I mean, like guys, you get to a certain age, skinny jeans don't look right on you. You know, you can't wear that stuff, and the sneakers. You can't wear the sneakers and the gym jacket and all that shit. You can't do that no more. You got to put some clothes on when you go out. You know, you can step out, but you got to put some clothes on now.
You got to put on some clothes that fit.
Right. You definitely got to put some clothes that fit. I saw this one dude, man, big dude. He getting this woman out the car. He got skinny jeans on that only come up to half his butt. And then he got his shirt tucked in it. So, you know what he looked like? He looked like them stud. He looked like a stud from behind. I ain't gonna lie. He looked like a stud. You know, studs be having because they got hips. For a woman, they got hips and butt. Oh my God. And then they try to sag their pants and put the shirt down in it. You know what I'm saying?
They got hips and butt, you say.
That's why stud never look like a dude to me. You got hips, man.
That's crazy.
You trying to be hard. You ain't hard with no hips, man. Get on out of here.
That's horrible.
That's crazy.
That's horrible.
I'm just fooling, man.
And vice versa, you feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so look, check this out. I want to thank y'all for taking time out of y'all Sunday. You know what I'm saying? With me. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the conversation. And I look forward to doing it again soon. All right?
All right, bro. Appreciate it. Nice meeting you, Tally.
Bye.
Tally, you did your thing. I appreciate you.
Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace.